After a 7-week summer break, it's time to fire up the engines once again for the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine, which returned to action in Italy for the 7th round of the season as the series headed to another Formula One Grand Prix venue in 2024 in the Imola circuit. Overall, 30 cars from 11 teams took to the track in the series, organised and promoted by ACI Sport and Alpine Racing. There would be a long-awaited return for Trident's Roman Belinsky, who had suffered 2 broken vertebrae in his back before the Zandvoort weekend, and after nearly 4 months out of the car and a long recovery process, he was back in the seat for the first time. We also welcomed back F1 Academy podium finisher Maya Berg, who took 6 top 10 finishes and a rookie win with Kick Motorsport in 2023, and she would be back to race with them this weekend.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, it's lovely to be back in this paddock. I've been watching the races in the paddock as well, but now finally driving is always nice. But yeah, I've been doing F1 Academy this season. Been going all around the world because we've been racing in Jeddah and we have Singapore in a couple of weeks. So yeah, a bit of different scene for me this year. But in the end, coming back here, it's always nice because I know a lot of people and I like the car, so it's always fun.
Well, it was a long job that we did together because Leo is staying with us from 3 years. He started with us in Freca and we won the rookie champions at that time. And I think that we are so prepared to build our driver because Leo was absolutely underrated in the championship, and to put him in champion in the first position, leaving back 5 drivers that are already in F1 Academy is something really particular. And this is something that happened until now many times because Jack with Duan also he arrived second with us, and finishing the season he arrived in F1 Academy in Alpine. The same was with Maloney, that at the end of the season he signed with Red Bull. Well, it's something that we are really proud about it.
On the banks of the Santerno River, it was Rafael Camara who claimed pole position at the end of a fast-paced session, securing his 9th pole position across both seasons, equaling Paul Aron's previous record for the championship. In Group B, Giusti took the lead, continuing his strong momentum from Paul Ricard, where he claimed his 4th win in the championship at the end of July. The Williams Academy driver showed fast and determined pace, securing a front row start ahead of Tappanen, who was less than a 10th behind.
Yeah, I think it was very good after summer break. It's good to start like this. Of course, still the race where we do the points, so we need to focus for the race. But yeah, very good feeling to start on the front row, pole position, and from there for sure we can do a good race.
Yeah, I feel very good to come back to Imola. Also, the summer break was quite long. I had time to recover and be prepared for this run physically, mentally. And I think it was a good thing for us after this win. We had a very nice summer, and now we are ready to win some races until the end of the season.
Baking conditions, tyre wear could be coming into play in this one. Here come the lights then. To the left of the screen is Alessandro Giusti. To the right is Rafa Camara. And we are go for round 7. Race 1 in the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine at Imola. Great start for our pole sitter. Camara takes us down to Tamburello, and he will lead the field in towards the chicane. Tuukka Tappanen making a great start in the white and black R-Race GP car. He's gone through into second. second place. So job done for Tappanen. He has cleared Alessandro Giusti, who's lost a ton of places. Oh, we've got a Van Amersfoort car going straight off at the Villeneuve chicane. They're going through the gravel, rejoining and just about doing so safely. That's Ivan Dominguez. Might have been Pedro Clara, actually, who has gone off there as they now come up. Let's find out who the car travelling slowly is. It is Ivan Dominguez, who looks like he's lost places. So up towards now Piratella they go, and Van Amersfoort car in danger at the front. We do know that it is Camara leading from Tappanen as they make their way down towards Aqua Minerale for the first time. So Tappanen made a good launch, got by Giusti. Something happened to Giusti though, because he's dropped back to fifth. We've got Wharton in third. Enzo Deligny in the Red Bull livery there is in fourth place. Then it's Giusti. Brando Badoer is the first of the Van Amersfoort racing cars next along. Oh, and running wide there looked to be Nikhil Bora in the orange MP Motorsport car as they came up towards the chicane. Oh, and we've got a car off in the background. That looks to be one of the MP cars off in the background. Zach David is under investigation for a start procedure. Let's have a look back at this. Oh, there we go. So that is that Nikita Bedrin? It is. And we've got another one of the Van Amersfoort cars that's gone with him. Right, here we go then. Round the Ravazzas. Rafa Camara takes us on to the start-finish straight as we resume racing here at Imola for round 7 of the season. We head across the start-finish line and Rafa Camara immediately tries to break the toe there over to Tappanen. James Wharton just in behind can see essentially the race lead directly ahead of him and showing himself in the mirrors there of Tappanen. Okay, there we're looking at the 20 of Zach David. Oh, okay, so that's been left from him on the grid. And that looks like one of the coolers that's been left on the car that they use on the grid just to keep blowing air through the cars. That was left on the grid, and I think that's why Zach David is under investigation. In the orange and black Van Amersfoort livery is right in behind Giusti. Move incoming here from Badoer. Looks left, now right. Giusti forced to defend. And Badoer heavily applying pressure. Giusti's not going to have a good run now down to Villeneuve. Drive-through penalty for Zach David. There is the penalty. He was under investigation. And now Zach David has been given a drive-through penalty. What a shame for the Maltese Philippines driver. Let's look further back. Oh, and that was an RPM driver, Edgar Pierre, making a mistake, and his teammate followed him wide and rejoined in front of one of the Iron Dames cars, which I think was Dorian Pan. Got it out the way just in time. On to the final lap of the race. Tuukka Tappanen defending now more heavily than he's done so far in this race. Wharton, does he have push to pass left? Giusti, does he have push to pass left? Two battles to watch. Here comes Wharton to the outside and a battle down on the brakes at the Tamburello chicane, but neither looking to give there. Tappanen has done well to defend that. In the background, did Giusti manage to get by? This a battle for the last 2 steps on the podium. Our leader is nearly 8 seconds clear out front. We will not see him, I'm sure, until the flag with the way this is going. Deligny down towards Tozer, forced to defend there. Subtle smoke coming off the front there, but Deligny doing well to compose himself with pressure coming from winner last time out in Sandro Giusti, and Enzo Deligny is going to be on for what's going to be one of his best results of the season. This is really good stuff from him. This will match his best results of the season. Rafa Camara had a 5-second gap to overcome in terms of a penalty. He overcame that, and Rafa Camara is going to take a record-equaling 8th win in the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine, where he joins Paul Aron and former champion Gregoire Saucy. What a performance from our championship leader, Rafa Camara. his winning gap in the end, despite that penalty, 3.2 seconds. And that is the drive of a championship leader and perhaps a champion in the making. The Prema Racing team celebrate Tuukka Taponen.
Oh, yeah, I mean, a mistake in the start of the race, almost the jump start. And then, yeah, after from that, I knew that I received this 5-second penalty, so I just pushed every lap. I think never pushed so much in a race like this. And yeah, in the end it was quite tough because it's difficult to maintain all the concentration for like 16 laps. I don't know how many laps I did it. But yeah, I think the car was amazing. Team did a very good job. Just big thanks for Prema, everyone, all my mechanics, my engineer as well. And yeah, focus now for tomorrow for quali and work hard to make sure that we're back to fight for another win tomorrow.
It was a good start. I managed to get one place in the start, and then first 2 laps were quite good, but then I started to degrade too much with the tires, and it was difficult to keep with Rafa, and he was pulling away a lot, and in the end, like, he had a 5-second time penalty. I was trying to stay within that 5 seconds and hoping there is a safety car, but unfortunately there wasn't, and then I just took a good points and finished P2.
Yeah, I think starting P4, I knew it was going to be hard, but had a really good start, got alongside Tuukka in T1. I thought for a second we could be in second, but I take P3 today. Didn't quite have the pace of Rafa, so go back now and try and win tomorrow, try and get a better quali. In a really difficult group this week with Brando and Rafa at the front. I think the 2 quickest guys, so quali's going to be hard, but I think I can do it tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm really happy P4 and rookie win. I think it's the best I could have got today with the pace I had. So yeah, I'm really happy, and I'm happy I could keep the guys behind me.
The second qualifying session at Imola was once again dominated by series leader Camara, who secured his 4th consecutive pole position. This marked his 10th pole position in the series, setting a new record for the championship for overall pole positions. The session was another display of the series tradition, with emotions and suspense running high until the final moments. This time it was Group B that took to the track first, with Taponen setting the pace. The RSGP driver showed excellent form again at the Santerno circuit, having already secured important points with a 2nd place finish in Saturday's first race. ART Grand Prix Evan Gilter also performed well, securing the 6th fastest time and receiving the Pirelli Resilience Award at Imola for his outstanding performance at Paul Ricard.
Yeah, it's been a great weekend overall in Le Castellet. The first race was a bit hard in qualifying, but then we managed to gain 4 positions in the start and finishing in the point 8, so it was nice. And then the next, on the Sunday, I had a difficult qualifying also, starting from P19 or 20, something like this. And we come back in the wet to P4. So it was an amazing achievement, and we are really happy about the performance we had in race 2 in the wet. But now we have to focus more in Imola because it's a bit more hard this weekend. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I think qualifying has been strong points for us. I think just paying off all the work we did. I think in the end of last year, pre-season test as well. And yeah, all the work we come doing all the season, through the season. So yeah, just very happy. Just need to continue like this, focus to get even better and better. So yeah, we cannot relax as it's quite close always, and just keep doing our best.
Yeah, I improved on the last lap. The laps before were not so great, but luckily I improved on the last lap. Lost 3/10 for the other group, so we knew it's gonna be tight to take overall pole, but at least we got in the group, so I'm gonna be happy for that.
To the left of screen, Tuukka Tappinen. To the right is Rafael Camara. And we are go in the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine for race 2 of round 7 here at Imola in the wet conditions. Rafael Camara takes us down towards the Tamburello chicane, and we've got contact there between the two championship leaders. Tappinen there spun into the gravel. Rafael Camara looks stranded as well, and that's going to put Alessandro Giusti into the lead. Huge drama. The two leading drivers in this championship coming together down at the first braking zone, and that's put Alessandro Giusti there into the lead of the race. Huge drama at the start of the race. Alessandro Giusti takes the lead. It looks like Tappinen didn't get going again, but we saw Camara getting himself back onto the circuit as they make their way up towards Piratella now for the first time. They'll make their way downhill in towards Acqua Minerale. Second looks to be Noah Strømsted. Zach David has gone to third. This will open huge opportunities to some of those chasing drivers, and Tuukka Tappinen is out. Disaster for Tappinen. Would have seen this as an opportunity to try and take points away from Rafael Camara. That will not be the case. Brando Badoer has also been delayed in all of that. He is out of the points as well, and Matteo De Paolo's taken a spin up at Valiante Alta. Matteo De Paolo taking a spin, and you can see a blast of fire coming out the back of his car there, and we've got a safety car deployed. And we go green once again at Imola. Alessandro Giusti up to the line, and he's got a gap straight away from Noah Strømsted. Zach David, now the RHGP car in third place, and there we see a move. Evan Gilter down the inside of the Red Bull Junior Enzo Deligny, and that's a great move there from Evan Gilter, who gets himself up into P4. So Evan Gilter, the young Frenchman who we saw on the top step of the podium back at Hockenheim, now into fourth place. Started out of the top 10. The red and white Prema to the far left of screen was James Wharton. Can he go around the outside at Tozer here of Enzo Deligny, who's getting his elbows out? We've got an Iron Dames car on the attack, which I think is Dorian Pan, trying to take two places at once, and I think she's done just that. Wow, great driving from Dorian Pan there. She's going to be side by side with Teofel Niall. Let's see if she can do it coming into picture. I think she has. So that will be 13th place if that move is completed. Meanwhile, there's a lunge from James Wharton on the curb. Almost contact with Enzo Deligny. Just about giving each other racing room. And you can see Enzo Peugeot going down the inside there of Ivan Dominguez. Ivan Dominguez now being shuffled wide from Ugo Chukwu in the Papaya. So Ugo Chukwu just ahead of Ivan Dominguez as they make their way down the start-finish straight. Roman Belinsky is just behind this as well. This the battle for the lower order of the top 10. Are we going to be three wide? Here goes Ugo Chukwu to the right of screen. To the left is Roman Belinsky. Oh, and suspension damage for Ivan Dominguez there. It looked like he clipped someone there. I think he might have damage to that car. Is that a front wing loose as well? It is. So Ivan Dominguez is going to have to come into the pit lane. What a disaster of a weekend for Ivan Dominguez. Oh, and he's pulling over. Oh, I don't believe it. Evan Gilter's got a problem with his car. Slowing down is Evan Gilter. That's a disaster for the Frenchman. Safety car is out in similar conditions actually with Kaz Havercourt and Josh Sufek. So Van Amersfoort have a good history in races like this. Ivan Dominguez, sadly, is wise to the tactics, and he stayed right in his slipstream. Zach David just as close. It's going to be really bunched up now as we go into the final 6.5 minutes on the brakes. Down to Tamburello and contact Enzo Deligny into the gravel there. Looks like Enzo Peugeot was the other car that's gone into the gravel. Enzo Deligny is out. And that's double yellow flags out down at that section. So there, that's Kanato Lee, who's gone wide. Brando Badoer's gone wide as well. So it's Giusti and Strømsted are broken clear. Where's Rafael Camara out of this? I wonder. He's up to 13th. Wow, he's come all the way from the back of the field. Oh, and they're running wide down at Rivazza 1. Roman Belinsky's up to 7th. Out of this, Ugo Ugachukwu is flying in this race as well. He's up to P6. He's come from 12th on the grid. We could see further changes here. Claro versus Ugachukwu versus Roman Belinsky. Nikita Bedrin, who's come from way back down in the order, right there as well. And Ugachukwu is going to look to the outside. He's going to sell the dummy. Ugachukwu, the McLaren Jr. What a move this will be if he can pull it off. Down the inside there of Pedro Claro. They're almost touching wheels as they come out. Good racing room given between the pair. Now down to Piratella. And Roman Belinsky's going to try and capitalise on a bad run there from Ugachukwu. Just got the rear spun up in trying to complete that move, but defends it well. Nikita Bedrin from 22nd on the grid is in the points. Right there, Nikita Bedrin. 3.5 to go. Teofil Nile there as well. 17th he's come from to being in the points. Rafa Camara is back in the points. He went all the way to the back of the field. He was dead last after that spin on the first lap. There he is. Wow, Rafa Camara from last to 10th. This is amazing stuff. He could get a top 5 finish. Down to Rivazza 1. That's brave from Ugo Ugachukwu. Down the inside he goes there of the Van Amersfoort, but he completes it. Rafa Camara, well, that is brave this time from Rafa Camara. Down the inside of a Santilok, and he goes up the inside of Teofil Nile, thinks the better of it in the end, completes almost completes the move, gets back into the toe of Teofil Nile. So Ugachukwu, we did see a move complete, and that was him going into P5. Rafa Camara in the background in the number 5 looks to the inside briefly of Nile, who's looking to the outside of Bedrin. Try and keep up with it if you can. Oh, Niles off into the gravel. Enzo Peugeot stationary in the middle of the track. And he was collected there by Kanato Lee, who got rear right suspension damage. Similar damage that's now to Enzo Peugeot. Giovanni Maschio is off the track. And that will be a safety car. What could have been for the likes of Dominguez, and I guess Camara in a way, but he'll take the points. But taking full points out front will be Alessandro Giusti. He's going to head up to the line, and for the second time this season, Alessandro Giusti will stand on the top step of the podium. It's going to be 2 wins in as many rounds for the Frenchman. The Williams Academy driver now takes his 5th win.
The key factor for today was absolutely the installation lap, to have the good pressure in the tire, the good setup for the race, and put the tire in temperature for the start of the race, and I think that worked pretty well.
Well, it was good today. We started qualifying P3 in group, and then I was a bit lucky in the start, getting around the mess in 10-1. But yeah, then a good race, just a lot of safety cars, but when we got to race, the pace was quite good. So yeah, just not enough laps to get it done, but yeah, anyway, a pretty good weekend.
Yeah, overall I felt this weekend I didn't quite have the pace, but to come away with my best weekend of the season is quite impressive. It shows that I've matured a lot over the last couple of months to have the consistency in the races as well. So for me, it's just going to go to Red Bull Ring now, try and get my pace back to be consistently at the front. This weekend I had to really scrap for these 2 podiums, so I want to try and make it a bit easier on myself and have a bit more pace. So I can't thank the team enough. I think we've worked really well over the summer to really get myself in the mentality to finish races and collect the points, let's say. A little bit behind in the championship fight now, but since beating Brando these 2 rounds, these 2 races, I'm quite close to P3 in the championship, so I think that's the next goal and see what I can do next weekend.
Now all attention turns to the Red Bull Ring, a circuit ready to offer excitement and drama, adding another unforgettable chapter to the history of this championship.